Now we're going to try building a major scale starting on F. And you might guess that we're going to encounter a similar problem as we did in the last lesson. But let's find out what it is. From F to G is a whole step, G to A is a whole step, and A to B is also a whole step. Remember, we need whole, whole, half, not whole, whole, whole. Again, why is this so bad? Let's just take a listen to it. So it doesn't sound bad, but it doesn't sound like a major scale. How do we make the change? Well, what is a half step away from A? Half step away is B flat, not B. So we just change that to B flat, and that becomes a half step. And then everything works out perfectly because from B flat to C is a whole step. C to D, whole. D to E is a whole, and then E to F is a half step. So everything works out fine. Listen to the way it sounds now. And now it sounds like a major scale. Now, you might have one question about why would you call this a B flat and not an A sharp? Because, remember, A sharp is enharmonic to B flat, so technically a half step away from A could be A sharp or B flat. The reason is that you have to have 7 different letters, and they have to be used only once. So if we call this an A sharp, then it's going to sound the same. So nothing changes in that way, but the way it looks and the way it reads is going to be a little bit different because you have F, G, A, and then A sharp. So you actually have 2 A's in a row. Then you skip B entirely and go to C. So when you're building major scales, you can only use each letter once, and you have to use them in order before you repeat them. So that's why we have to use a B flat there. Now, with these examples that we just gave with the G major and the F major scales, we only had to change one note. But as you get into more difficult scales, you'll have to change several notes. But remember, it's always about this pattern. Whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. As long as you stick to that pattern, it's very, very easy to create the major scales. All right, so do some practice with this, and we've got one more thing to talk about theory-wise in this unit.